wasn't that bad.
I didn't even know I should take my gum out. You know? I gotta do something with my gum. Pardon me for a moment. There we go. Thank you. I'm just going to throw this away unless somebody wants it. Okay. I'm just kidding. That's gross. So, hi. Thanks for coming out. Good to be here. I had an embarrassing moment 2 in a row. Right in a row. Like back to back at my wedding. In 2005. I've been married for 12 years. Thank you very much. Yeah. No murder attempts by either of us, so we're doing good. I have to tell you another story before I tell you this story so that you'll understand why the embarrassing moment happened. When I was 19 years old, one of the kids that I grew up with and I became best friends when we were 19, like right after high school. We really bonded and started hanging out. And I had forgotten that the reason that we had met is we had come from we were going to the same middle school, and we had come from different elementary schools throughout town. We didn't know each other. I was a quiet, submissive kid, very gentle. Last thing I wanted to do was fight with anybody, And my buddy was kind of an asshole, at the time when he was in 6th grade. And we were all 12 going on 13, meeting each other for the first time on the first day. And it ended up, I had this kid, his name was Robert Murphy, we all called him Murph. I had him in 4 out of my 6 classes. So by the end of the day, on the first day of school, I'm sitting in the front row of this class. Murph is sitting in the back. I don't know him at this point. And all I hear is, "Hey, what's that kid's name right there? The blonde-headed kid, right there." Somebody said, "Highland." He goes, "Hey, Highland." And I turn around and I look at him and he goes, "You're a fucking faggot." And I couldn't believe what he had said, but I was too chicken and too anything to say, "Oh, gee, don't call me that, you're a big jerk, I didn't know what to say. So, flash forward about 10 years, we become best friends, and this story, he had changed. He was a nice kid. He was really insecure. He even apologized to me, one of the first times we were hanging out. He was like, "I remember doing that to you, man. I'm really sorry. I was really not in a good place, man, So this becomes a funny story that I would tell whenever he and I were hanging out with family, right? And our families just love this story, got a kick out of it, So years later, I get married, and he's one of my best men in my wedding. And I'm thinking, he's probably not going to do a very good job on a speech, but I have no idea what he's going to say or what he's going to do, because he's kind of like a quiet, shy redneck, really, when it comes down to it. And he has this bad habit of mumbling when he's trying to tell a story to more than one person. Because he's real shy, and he gets about halfway through, and he's like, "I just think everybody wants me to finish, so I'm just going to wrap you up, So he is standing in front of 250 people, and my wife's side of the family and her friends are way more upper class than my side, right? So there's this room full of really smart, pretty people, And my buddy stands up and he goes, "I'll never forget the first time I met Tom, because," and then the same school, and "you're a fucking faggot." And then he sits back down, or no, he toasts and everything, and I think, oh my God, thank God I put the dumb one first, and I put my smart friend second. Only problem is my smart friend was only that much smarter than my dumb friend, which says a lot about me, So he gets up there, and I think he's going to save me. Well, here's a lesson. If you know anybody that's getting married, any man, you ever know a friend that's getting married, just look at the speech that your best man's gonna, just have a look at it. Tell the guy to have a look at it. Because I didn't look at the speech. And I figured my second friend was gonna bail me out and try to make me look a little bit more smart and classy, but he gets up there and says, you know, I'll never forget when Tommy met Stephanie. He called me up the next day. He said, you know, Tom, or you know, James, last night, I met the most beautiful breasts that I've ever met in my entire life. And I just sat there awkwardly, much like you're sitting there awkwardly. You know? And there was nothing I could say, there was nothing I could do. And I think that's the end of the story. Yeah. Thank you.
Tommy, everybody.